Hey everybody, my name is Cal. I'm here to bring you some free guitar worship resources. Today we're going to look at Bethel's Goodness of God, and I'm going to perform the song. I'm going to break down some of the things I'm doing to add musical interest, since it's just me. That's important. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the key. So first of all, as with all songs, what I've decided it works best is to find the highest part of the song and to adjust your key so that you can sing that with some confidence and without stretching and straining too much, and then just sort of work back from there. In this case, it's the bridge that's really high. You know, your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after me, and it sustains. You go through the bridge twice, you know, so, and then they're high notes compared to the rest of the melody. What I'm doing is I'm playing in the key of A, but I'm using my capo, which allows me to play chords from the key of G. And that's important for this song because there's this riff, which is just to add this C note. But it sounds really good there because that note, that C note, is just really prominent there. It's high, but it's not the highest note. It's kind of, you know, in the right area that you can really hear it. So G just works really well with that riff, and then with the E minor and everything. Of course, G is every guitar player's favorite key anyhow. The original, I think, is in G, but I can't sing it nearly that high, and I don't want to sing it a full octave lower, so I've moved my capo to 2. Couple things to listen for that I'm doing to add vocal interest. As always, the chorus needs to be lifted up, more energy, more volume, but also the verses are very contemplative and lovely. However, what I do is for the second verse, which happens in a lot of worship songs and a lot of songs in general, is I add a little bit more rhythm just to make it a little bit more varied and interesting. Another thing to note is that after we go into the second chorus, after the second verse, because we're now going into a bridge that's high energy instead of a verse that's low energy, we're going to actually keep the energy up quite a bit. We're going to kind of play some 8th notes and really strum on the beat there and kind of build things up. So yeah, I'll go through it, and then I may talk about some of the details afterwards, little decisions you can make and little tips and tricks that you can do. But it sounds like this. I love you, Lord. Oh, your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hand. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, well, I will sing the goodness of God. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire, darkest nights. You were close like no other. I've known you as a father. I've known you as a friend, and I have lived the goodness of God. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, well, I will sing the goodness of God. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. the goodness of God. All right, so let's break that down. So, of course, you've got that riff. And just notice that sometimes, you know, at the end of the verse, it's like really prominent, right? So I kind of like finger pick it with my index finger. I love your voice. And then, yeah, just palm muting, just adding a little more rhythm. You have led me through the fire. Always tempted to play a little riff there like the electric does in the recording, but in darkest nights, you were close like no other. One little voicing, that's kind of just a D with a sus2, so the open E relative to the capo anyhow, that you want to kind of add in there, that kind of adds something. Darkest nights, you were close like no other. I've known you as a father, I've known you as a friend. So I quite emphasize the bass there. And I have lived the goodness. Now if we're going to the next verse on this one, then it's of God. And we bring it down slow and then we go on. But if we're going into, and then I guess it's I love your voice, and we do that chugging rhythm. But if we're going into the next chorus, then the goodness of God. So my life you have been faithful. So again, lift the energy up for the choruses, but I am kind of just playing whole notes though. One strum. All my life you have been so, so good. Now, if you want to sing those notes are a little too high for you in the key you've chosen, you could try changing keys, but you can also sing it a little bit differently. All my life you have been so, so good. So you can just kind of alter the melody and sing more of a harmony part there. And yeah, again, when we go to the bridge then, so coming out of the chorus into the bridge, you want to keep the energy up. So, yes, of God, that's what that strumming thing. And then your goodness is running after. So you want to start that G chord on a B note. So that's important because you're kind of playing like a bass thing here. And then when you come back to the G, you play it with the low note there on the G note on the 6th fret. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. And then, like I say, at the end, just fall off a cliff, just go totally quiet. So my life you have been faithful. And then just totally, just nice and contemplative. I will sing of the goodness of God. That's just the relative minor, the E minor. And that you do that, and then of the goodness. So it's like kind of like a false ending on that minor chord. But then at the very ending, end it on the G, and you're done. I welcome any comments. If you want me to go over any of the parts in detail, any of the interests that I'm trying to add, the dynamics, vocal, key selection, things like that. Otherwise, give it a shot and post your own videos of the song as a video reply to this. I hope it's helpful. Please do ask questions, leave comments, and I'll see you guys next time.